This is a Transportation TV News Update. I'm Tony Dorsey reporting from the 94th Annual Transportation Research Board meeting held January 11th through the 15th at the Washington Convention Center in downtown D.C.
Federal Highway Administration has a long-term payment performance program.
From cutting-edge research to hot-button policy issues, this meeting covers it all. On Tuesday, January 13th, 4 State Department of Transportation CEOs addressed one of the most pressing issues out there, the countdown to the May 31st expiration of federal highway and transit funding.
The fact that you can't even get on the ground, you can't even plan for something with the uncertainty is really what we're facing, and I think is a bigger problem. I think that coming to the last minute, which is kind of what happens, I think we all kind of have this funny faith that they're going to kick the can again, or there won't be a big solution, but maybe we can get funding somewhere in the area that it is. But the uncertainty at that time of year, I think it is hard to describe to our delegation and others that the fact that you don't even know is already damaging to it. The damage is already starting.
With no congressional solution in sight, states are playing a guessing game. Do they let or move forward on millions of dollars worth of spring season construction projects, or do they put them on hold? In Tennessee, a pay-as-you-go state, the urgency is even greater.
We've got a letting in February, and we're actually in a process of maybe pushing those back because we don't know whether we're getting funds or not. So, you know, there's a lot of things that are going on here, which really makes it difficult to run a department. We've pushed back $400 million in lettings in the last 6 months.
It's a challenge, say these CEOs, just paying for the basics, maintenance and preservation projects.
We have to face facts that we've all had flat funding from the federal government, and the states are stepping into the breach. Governor Cuomo's New York Works initiative, we go after money from FEMA that we haven't gone after in history for resiliency efforts. So it's not the best way of having a capital program. We all want stability. But each one of the 4 of us and our 46 colleagues across the country, we have to be creative.
CEOs say they're making every effort to improve efficiency and productivity. North Carolina instituted a new formula to vastly improve the way transportation projects are selected.
40% of an annual $1.5 billion capital budget that goes towards strategic needs, which is called statewide tier, and those are big projects that attack problems in 5 different areas based on congestion, cost benefit, travel time reduction divided by the cost of the project, safety, economic competitiveness, and then freight connectivity and connectivity to places such as military bases. And so that prism, every project is evaluated through, and those there are 1,800 highway projects.
But the CEOs agreed that stretching every dollar can only go so far. There is no substitute for federal funding and the federal government's role in transportation. In a keynote address Monday, January 12th at the TRB meeting, Transportation Secretary Anthony Foxx said his department will soon release a 30-year national transportation plan.
What it will do is it will lay these trends out. It will delve into each of the modal administrations we manage and provide a snapshot of current conditions and future conditions as we know them today. But what this effort will not do, and what no previous effort by the USDOT has done, is be prescriptive. We're not writing a tactical plan for the country. We're writing about these trends and framing the choices that future policymakers and stakeholders of all types at every level are ultimately likely to face.
Foxx says decision makers can use the plan to set national transportation priorities, which should lead to discussions on how to pay for those priorities. Also on Monday, transportation safety was the focus of this panel representing every transportation mode under the U.S. DOT umbrella. The overarching message was that data is driving decisions about transportation safety.
In terms of safety, data-driven decision-making is the core of the Highway Safety Improvement Program, which is our principal tool for working with our partners to improve infrastructure safety. It's based on the idea that states face different safety challenges, and it gives them a data-based framework for prioritizing where they make their investments, particularly important in an era of constrained resources, something we've become all too familiar with. There's no doubt that this approach is working. We've seen a 25% drop in fatalities since the Highway Safety Improvement Program was established in 2005.
New technology is helping transportation professionals to gather and use data like never before. The National Operations Center of Excellence, a new comprehensive technical services center based in Washington, will connect transportation professionals to state-of-the-art, real-time, proactive management techniques to improve safety and highway system reliability for the traveling public. The center's website will provide case studies, a knowledge center, and best practices. At TRB on Sunday, January 11th, AASHTO Executive Director Bud Wright got some help cutting a ribbon on a monitor displaying the new website from a coalition of partners who helped to create the center.
We are here today to launch something that I think is exciting for the field of transportation, and that's the National Operations Center of Excellence.
Representing the center's partner agencies were Thomas Kern of the Intelligent Transportation Society of America, Phil Caruso of the Institute of Transportation Engineers, and Jeff Lindley from the Federal Highway Administration. Dennis Modiani is the center's executive director.
This is your website. Give us feedback. Tell us what you want, because again, we want to cater to what you want instead of us giving you what we want. These are exciting times.
Visit the National Operations Center of Excellence website at www.transportationops.org. This year, an estimated 12,000 attendees from around the globe took part in TRB's annual meeting, which included a giant trade show with more than 300 exhibitors, including the American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials. There were more than 5,000 presentations and 750 sessions and workshops held with the sole purpose of advancing transportation. That's our coverage of the 94th Annual TRB meeting. I'm Tony Dorsey. Thanks for watching.